over. But first, the bad news. 14 years ago, I was taking an American Christian friend of mine on a hike on a nature trail in the state of Israel. And we were walking through the cyclamens under the pines when we were pounced on by two men with machetes. I fell to the ground, I struggled with one of them, but he overpowered me. And then we were both hurled to our feet. And then we were in this most surrealistic event. We're under Vermedrillia, a canopy of pines, where I can hear the birds chirp. We're held at knife point for half an hour. And finally, one of them tells me to take off my shoes, and he ties our hands behind our back with my shoelaces. They gag us, and he removes my Star of David. And then I hear this symphony of monotheism. They wail the takbir. Christine Lucan, an American Christian, whimpers, "Jesus save me." And through the vomit behind my gag, I gurgle the eternal creed of the Jewish people, Shema Israel. He stabs me so hard in the back I fall to the ground. He leans on my side, and every time he plunges that machete into me, I can hear my bones crunch. And the only thing I know to do is to play dead. So I tried not to move. I kept my eyes open, and in front of me I watched the most scarring and unforgettable sight of a woman hacked to pieces before my eyes. They leave, and I have one last goal in life. My commission is to die. Near where I parked the car so the police can find my body, and after a struggle I managed to stand. I turn my back on what is left of my friend, and step by step I begin to walk. I have 13 machete wounds, over 30 broken bones, snapped ribs, a collapsed lung, a crushed sternum, a dislocated shoulder, a broken shoulder blade, splinters in my lungs, a sliced diaphragm, and in that state I walked over a mile and found God.
Even I tried to bloody stand on perches and stuff.
I have a little bit of hope. In that initial scuffle with this terrorist, I managed to pull out my penknife and stab one in the nuts. And due to that stabbing, the police were able to apprehend the terrorist because of his DNA on my sleeve. The good news is that they were sentenced and arrested. And as I speak, I'm waiting to hear if my would-be killers are going to be released for our hostages. The other bad news that I want you people to know about is for the last 14 years, your taxes have been sent to the Palestinian Authority, who are rewarding these terrorists with a monthly murder salary. Listen up, London. Are machete-wielding murderers. It was a Muslim doctor in Israel who used a scalpel to save my life. Likewise, it is unkind and helpful and untrue to say all Muslims groom and rape children. Not all perpetrators of grooming and rape are brown-skinned Pakistani men, and not all victims are white English children. At its core, what is happening in this country is not about race or nationality. Sexual slavery, which is what is happening, is in the foundational text of 7th century Islam. Jihad is a campaign of aggression waged by Muslims against non-Muslim peoples to make them submit to Islam. Islam does not mean peace, it means submission. The sexual slavery of non-Muslim children in this country, at its core, is part of jihad. Jihad shuts down free speech. Jihad sneaks in the back door of the House of Commons and and demands blasphemy laws. Jihad marches around the corner under foreign terrorist flags with a battle cry to globalise the Intifada, and the route of that Intifada passes through an arena in Manchester, London Bridge and the London Underground. No one knows in this country the exact number of child sex slaves. But in a way, that doesn't matter as much as knowing their names. Numbers don't nest in our hearts, but names do. Names conjure up faces. And in Israel, we know the face of every single hostage. Their posters are everywhere. We have yellow ribbons tied around trees. We have yellow ribbons in football teams. They wear as armbands. Our broadcasters wear yellow badges. And in every public building in Israel, there is an empty yellow chair, and also in Parliament itself. If the posters of your children, your sex slaves, were on billboards in Bradford, in pubs in Rochdale, Rotherham, on tubes in London and Oldham, on taxis in Telford, and in every court, police station and kebab shop in this country, your child sex slaves will become household names, and they will become part of this nation's consciousness. Names of the victims could be on the banner rolling across the bottom of the screen at the likes of the BBC, Sky News and Channel News. Just think if every MP, every baroness, every local councillor, the Lord Mayor of London and the Prime Minister himself would wear a gold tag like this, which instead of saying, "My heart is held captive in Gaza," it would say, on one side there would be a Union Jack, and on the other side it would say, "I will make our children safe again." London, people of Britain, to fight this fight, you need to get behind honourable, wonderful, warrior Muslims like Raja Maya. Raja has been fighting for 6 years to expose the Labour cover-ups. The Labour Party is protecting groomers and gang rapists to get the Muslim vote. You need to promote the voices of Iranian dissidents and platform fearless, outspoken Muslim apostates. You need to make the name of Salman Momika, an apostate Christian, but an Iraqi refugee in Sweden, who was known for his public demonstrations of burning the Quran, and he was murdered a few days ago by outraged jihadists. Let me tell you this, I understand outrage. I understand the outrage. I too am outraged at the terror which shredded my life. Not only did I lose my friend, I lost my health, my anonymity, my home, peace of mind, restful nights, routine, income, the dignity to provide myself, my vocation, the ability to enjoy the mundane, a pain-free existence, and my mental health. Yes, I am outraged, but I did not go running after Muslims, pouncing on them, tying them up, and hacking them to death. Outrage is a choice. You have a choice as how you can behave. It's a choice between a machete or a scalpel. And so I tell you, good people of London, and I can see you all, it is incumbent on you, Christians, Jews, Sikhs, Buddhists, Muslims in this country who held in the highest esteem British law. You have to continue to choose the ethical and cultural superiority of Western civilization over 7th century Islam. The alternative, and there's no middle ground, the alternative is to side with the people marching around the corner. They would be the deranged and the depraved who express their outrage by ripping down posters of babies held captive in tunnels. These people around the corner, these are the people who excused the murder of a refugee because he burned a book of those who persecuted him. The people who contextualize, excuse and legitimize the slaughter, the rape, the butchery, the beheading, the burning and the abduction of men, women and children on October the 7th from the farms and villages in the state of Israel. And this is my hope, because I have been wrong. And some of you may believe that this country is over. I've been wrong many times, I'll be wrong again, but I'm here to tell you, if you think this country is over, you could be wrong. I was asked to guide Tommy Robinson in Israel. Frankly, I wasn't really relishing the fact of taking around my country a white, racist, neo-Nazi, goose-stepping, swearing thug. I was right about the swearing, but I was wrong about everything else. I was also wrong about Israel. Those first days after October the 7th, I wondered if we would survive. But I'm telling you, out of this barbarity, we are living again. And where there is life, there is always hope. And I've been wrong about myself. Given the unadulterated terror that I experienced, I never thought that I would ever be able to leave my room again. Hello, London! And here I am, after thinking I could never face anyone again because the terror was so deep. Here I am, just chilling out with tens of thousands of British patriots, with my back to the Prime Minister of this United Kingdom. People on the march over there with their terrorist flags. It's been very healing for me to take a little time out of my busy schedule of genocide and talk to you all today. So, just remember, London, it ain't over till the fat lady sings.